So do you have a smartwatch like the Apple Watch? I recently just got one. It turns out this could be a game changer in the fight against COVID. Stanford medicine scientists have devised a smartwatch-based alarm system that goes off when it detects signs of an infection. The study is to discover if data from wearable tech like smartwatches and activity trackers could provide an early indication of COVID-19. What did it find? How accurate, how effective would this be? Well, let's bring in the author of that Stanford study, Michael Snyder, the chair of the genetics and director of the Center of Genomics and Personalized Medicine. My old job. No, just kidding. That's what a title. Nice to have you here. Thank you for your work on this. Okay, so give us the bottom line for those of us that aren't brainiacs about what did you find when it comes to watches?
Well, it turns out when you get ill, your resting heart rate goes up. And it goes up, in fact, before you get symptoms. So the bottom line is that your smartwatch can pick that up. Your smartwatch is measuring you 24/7, 365 days a year. And when stresses occur, like a viral infection, suddenly your resting heart rate will go up. And we have algorithms that can detect that. So all you need to do is enroll in our study, download an app, and you can actually be part of this alarming system. And it turns out for the case of COVID-19, it goes up, in fact, 4 days before symptoms appear. So we think it's a really great way to find disease well in advance, again, of illness showing up by symptoms.
It's a really interesting study, but I read your paper and it showed also that you picked up other respiratory infections as well as family crises. Many things cause this same phenomenon. How can you differentiate COVID?
Well, you can't right now. It will just tell you when your heart rate's going up. So you will have to contextualize the information. So if you've been drinking a lot, you'd have to be pretty excessively drinking. It will set off these alarms. Likewise, if you're at high altitude, if you're on a very long airline flight, if you're hiking in Colorado, that'll probably set it off too. But if you're just sitting around doing your normal stuff and suddenly your heart rate's going up, well, you're either stressed by maybe family issues, but also there's a good chance you have a viral infection, and it may or may not be COVID-19.
Also, I was noticing that for my elderly patients that are on multiple cardiac meds, that's all changing and altering and suppressing, particularly more rapid heart rates. I just didn't see, this must apply mostly to younger people that are not on multiple medications.
Well, it turns out a lot of the folks that are in our study are, in fact, older. So it does work for a number of them. It's not perfect, that's for sure. It works about 70 to 80% of the time. And we know, at least in some cases, it's situations like the ones you described, where we know the people have severe asthma and they're on medication. So it's hard to see they're bouncing around in their heart rate. And it's hard to see then when we can see an abnormal signal. But for most people, even elderly ones, it turns out that we can build these individualized models. Our computer algorithms can see what their normal background heart rate is and detect when it jumps up by some sort of stressor. In the case of viral infections, it's a pretty strong signal.
So what's the app? How do we download this? How does it work?
It's called MyPhD. You enroll in our study. You go to Innovations.Stanford.Edu and you can sign up. You download an app. You consent to be in the study. You list some of your background symptoms and many medications you might be on, and off you go. We'll send these alarms once a day, and if things are fine, you get a green alarm. If something's looking a little funny, you get a yellow alarm, and if it's a red alarm, it means something strong's going on.
Wow. Very interesting. Yeah. Well, thank you for the work that you're doing, and all this innovation that's coming out because of coronavirus is really something. This might be able to help on so many other things down the line as well. Doctor, thank you for the work you're doing.
Thanks very much.